right, I have returned yet again. I was not here yesterday, and for that, I apologize. But yeah, it was a little bit complicated of a day. So we actually had to do some errands. I had to work out. Obviously, that's why I'm, reporting in for yesterday's progress. I had D&D, and so in the end, when I have D&D, I sort of get to the end of the night, and I'm just like, shit, man, it's so late to stream already. So we're gonna do yesterday's and then today's. So moving into it, we're going to do day 41 check-in, which was the day we had yesterday, which was following up on a rest day. And rest days are obviously very not restful for me because I'm usually really nervous. And honestly, I got the Averon on Saturday. Sunday was the rest day. I got the Averon on Friday, I think. Saturday was the rest day. I still did like 10 minutes because I didn't want to lose my streak. And I wound up losing it anyways because it was in the wrong time zone, which sucks. So I was like, okay, I didn't really do a workout, but in the end, I weighed in, and lo and behold, I went down 1.4 pounds, which was a lot. Obviously, that is a lot to go down, especially coming on the heels of a rest day. So I was very happy to see that. I worked out in the morning. I did the rower for 30 minutes, and man, is it hard. It really kicked my ass. So get a check mark for that. And then in the evening, I did 10 minutes on the rower and then an hour of weightlifting. So that the weightlifting has gotten longer and longer since I've been really focused on going slower, and taking the exercise and making sure I'm focusing on the muscle group and all the stuff that you're actually supposed to do. So I get a check mark for that as well. So pretty happy. Monthly total for day 41 is 8.2 pounds down for the month and 36.4 pounds down since I started back on December 1st. So doing very well there. Very, very happy to see it. And now, but wait, there's more. I'm going to make the adjustments live. I'm going to try and hide these, and we're going to go to blink. Okay, now we're going to do day 42. Close that out. And day counter gets changed to 42. That's done. Click. And we're also going to change the numbers. I wonder if it's going to show you. My dog's barking downstairs. It's like she always knows when I go live, and she's like, I'm going to start barking now because I've decided I need attention. And it is very annoying. I do love her. And now I just got to do monthly number and total number. Okay, cool. And now we're going to act like the other day was yesterday. So I'm back again. Day 42. Obviously had 2 successful workouts yesterday, which is great. Started out the day, and I had to go to the doctor's office really early. It's been a rough day because I had to go to the doctor's office really early, and then I had to come back and work, and like the doctor's office had 0 reception, so I wasn't able to get anything done while I was there. So it's definitely stressing me out because every time I'd catch like signal for like 10 seconds, I wound up getting like 20 to 30 messages from work. And then they took my blood pressure. I was like, my blood pressure is going to be through the fucking roof. And it was like 111/71. So I was like, oh, cool. It's still really good. So that's a really good sign for my health. So that's cool. I weighed in this morning after having a pretty solid meal. I think I went over by just a little bit. I wound up having like chicken salad, which isn't like the healthiest thing, but it's like a lower amount of food that I was trying to get in my stomach to have for my dinner. And I wound up weighing in, and I was down 0.7 pounds. So that makes the 6th day in a row I've gone down. And the last 2 days have been 2.1 pounds, which is great. It's nice to see that number has definitely increased since the Averon rower has arrived. I was able this early morning to get in 30 minutes on the Averon rower, and it definitely kicked my ass. It's very exhausting. I was always worried about getting a rower because I was afraid it was going to mess up my back because I've thrown out my back a lot as an adult. I say as an adult, basically starting in my mid-20s. I wouldn't even necessarily classify myself as an adult at that time. But I have thrown out my back during that time, and it's never fun. It's always super miserable whenever it happens. So I was kind of nervous because I'm very heavy, so my back is already kind of in this state of like always about to go out. Sorry, I'm checking to make sure I don't need to jump on something at work. No, we should be good. And yeah, so I do feel it in my back quite a bit. I'm trying to make sure my back is straight, and I'm pivoting at my hips, and I'm rowing and making sure the legs are doing the work before the arms do. But in the end, it activates like I think 65 or 70% of your muscle groups when you're rowing. So I definitely feel it, and it's definitely painful, but it's good because after I get off of it, I'm not like hurting and I'm not like hobbled. So I do think if I just keep going with it and I focus on making sure my form is correct and I'm not like causing myself any pain based off of like laziness or how my form is slipping, I should be okay. Let's go ahead and check the overall numbers. 8.9 pounds down for the month of January, 37.1 pounds down so far since I started this back in the beginning of December. So pretty happy to see that progress. We are at 7 minutes for this stream, and I'm doing this on a 15-minute break from work. So let's click over to screen share. So as you can see, I'm at 1175 for calories, which isn't exactly true. I've had 3 meals today. So I had breakfast at 200, just 2 granola bars, 2 cereal bars, I should say. 300, which was just chips. Another 300, which was a different type of chip and a fruit roll-up. 330, I should say. 100 for the apple that I'm going to have here at 4:30. 245 for the shake, which means I have 325 calories for dinner. You might think that's not a lot, but when you're eating chicken, just to show you guys like how much this is. So 325 divided by 27.5, because there's 27.5 calories per ounce of chicken. It means I can have almost 12 ounces of chicken, which is like a fuck ton of chicken. And I wind up having a full stomach when I have nothing but chicken for my dinner. So even though I've like eaten 1,500 calories, kind of weigh in heavy occasionally because I have so much still left in my stomach if I haven't taken a shit in the morning. So done pretty well for the last 6 days though. Hopefully we can keep that streak going. On, let's see here, the 15th, 16th. On the 16th, I'll likely, 16th or 17th, it's unclear. I'm going to be driving back to Las Vegas. I am going to be helping my dad find a new place. So this weekend is going to be a bit wonky. I'm just going to eat carefully and do what I can. And I'm sure I'll be getting plenty of steps in, going around town and all that fun stuff. So we'll see what I come back with. So it's not going to be like a cheat weekend. I'm still going to be very careful and try and have my calories come in at the same time slots that I'm used to doing. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit wonky right in the middle here because I'm going to be out there trying to help him find a place. Hopefully I go out there on Friday. I can get that out there pretty early in the afternoon. Early afternoon, we can go look for something. Maybe he finds it, applies, gets approved. We get it taken care of, and then I can decide whether or not I'm going to spend Saturday there with him or maybe come back Saturday. The Bears game is on Sunday. I'd like to be home for it because I don't know if he's going to want to watch it with me. But if he wants to watch it, then I might want to spending all 3 days there. So we'll see what happens. I'm not like in a mindset where I have to be like, no, I can't eat anything like over 300 calories a meal. So if like he wants to have like fucking pizza or something like that for the Bears game, I might just do that. But we'll see what happens. And I feel bad too because like he has a small place right now and he doesn't really like having people over. Actually, having people stay the night because he's aware that it's an air mattress and it's not always the best thing. And I feel bad imposing on my sister-in-law as well and like trying to take a room from her. I don't think she really minds it. So, but either way, I just don't like feeling like a burden on anyone. So I'm going to try and go out there and take care of business as quickly as possible and spend some time with the old man and then head home. But yeah, so far so good for the month of January, looking pretty strong. Aside from the the weigh-in that fucked us over from New Year's Eve, I recovered off of that really quick, which was great. And I've only had one day where I had just a little bit of an uptick, and that looks like it's mainly because I had such a downward spiral, such a big jump down during like normal dieting. It was almost certain that I was going to tick up. I probably just didn't drink enough that day, and that's why I came in at 1.6, and I was like normal the next day, so I went up by 0.3. But the overall for these 2 days is 0.3. So I'm happy with that, and obviously I've gotten back on track. Also, this is around the time that let's see what the exact day was. I think Saturday the 3rd is when my rower, or excuse me, my what do you call it? The thing with the stuff, my bike, when my bike broke, and that sucked obviously. So the numbers got a lot smaller. I got the rower on the 9th. So I got a 0.6, a 1.4, and a 0.7 since I started using it. So pretty dope. Pretty happy with that. We're going to wordle, and then we're going to call it a day because I have to go back to work. All right. If you haven't wordled yet today, don't watch. If you have, don't give me hints. Starting out with clout. We always start out with clout. 2 of the letters are great. We have everything we need. I'm guessing it's going to be, I was going to say it's going to be trail. It's trial. All right, got it in 3. I also did it yesterday, so I wouldn't lose my streak, even though I realized I wasn't going to be streaming. I got it in 3 yesterday. So, good stuff. I'm glad to see that this one was easy and I didn't have to ponder over it for 10 fucking minutes and look like an idiot the whole time. But, all right, I'm going to jump back into work. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.